I know that I have talked about this in other videos. I know that I have mentioned it in comments, but I keep getting the same question over and over again. So I need to create a video that literally shares this information that I've been giving in other videos with the title of What About Revelations? So this video is What About Revelations? John was an apostle. What is an apostle? In the modern world, people tend to put a big esoteric meaning behind that word. And I often say you need to not think of it as something big or mystical or esoteric. You need to think of it as these are like bishops. These are people that are in charge of dioceses, in charge of various aspects. You take care of that area. You take care of that area. You take care of that area. John ended up in Ephesus, Turkey, because that was his area that he was in charge of, right? So he got sent out. John eventually got arrested and sent to Patmos and was there. But he still had, even though he was imprisoned in Patmos, he still had visitors coming to him and still had people coming to see him. And he was still sending messages out to his church, right? Now, messages are delivered by people carrying them there. There was no UPS, there was no FedEx, there was no mail service. There was, hey, take this to the church. And someone would literally carry it to the church. During this time, there was Nero, who was the leader of Rome at the time. And Nero was doing everything in his power to wipe out the Christians, and he was starving them out. He was cutting off food supplies. He was doing everything he could to wipe out these communities. He thought they were dangerous. And when John writes letters to the church or to the communities, he cannot write it in plain language. He has to code it so that the person carrying it isn't caught with something seditious. And so he writes a coded message that the person carrying it understands. And so he gets there, and the person carrying it reads it to these people and says, this is what this means. The book of Revelations is a letter to the church or the communities warning about Nero's oncoming persecution. It is not some prophetic doomsday end of times writing. It is a letter to warn people about the oncoming threats and persecutions of Nero. Now, when people say, well, the mark of the beast, what about the mark of the beast, 666, what about that? Nero breaks down to 666 in the Jewish numerology. And what's interesting is in the past 10 years, they've found other texts that were in different languages. And the number wasn't 666, it was 663. And in that language, 663 broke down to Nero. So it literally was a political letter of the time warning about oncoming persecution from Nero. It has nothing to do with the end times and the future. It's the end times of Christianity in that time. This is happening. If this happens, we're over. We're done. That's what Revelations is. It's a contemporary letter of the time to other contemporaries of the time to warn them about oncoming persecution. The other one that, and I've mentioned this a couple times in other videos as well, The other big end times thing that people lean into is the rapture. It's not in the Bible. It's nowhere in the Bible. It was extrapolated by Minister Darby in 1830 after hearing a dream of a Scottish boy, and he created this whole rapture idea. And then the people who want to peddle in fear latched onto the rapture idea, and these books of Left Behind series and all that junk. That's based on Minister Darby of the 1830s. Not in the Bible. It is not biblical in any way, shape, or form. And so all of this end times doomsday junk is exactly that junk. We are creating our experience. There is no doomsday event that we need to be on the lookout for. We are creating. And you know what's interesting? I witness this daily. We are creating a more loving world by the day. If you want to see it, read the comments under videos. You're going to see all these loving people talking about their loving experiences and their feeling of truth and their understanding of love being just love. The world has changed, and the world is changing. And the reason why you look at the world and you hear the people who are yelling and screaming and is because they're not changing. They're not shifting along with those who are. But there's more of us than there are of them. And, some people aren't going to shift as fast as others. But I have faith that everybody will come along eventually. So, you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.